Hey, welcome back to Snapbolt Games. My name's Max, and I'm back with another Pauper League, and I'm going to be playing this blue-black terror deck today. I have a new downshifted card from Commander Masters in the deck. It's Cryptic Serpent. This is a 7 mana 6/5 that costs 1 less for each instant and sorcery in your graveyard. It's similar to Tolarian Terror, but it just costs 2 blue pips, and it doesn't have Ward 2. Instead, you get the 6 power. So we basically have 8 terrors in this blue-black terror deck. I'm going to get into a quick deck tech in a second and then get into a league. First, I'm going to shout out my YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/snapbolt. The best way to support me is just to go to the channel and subscribe, so thank you so much for that. And one note is going to be doing something a little bit different this league, and that is that I'm not recording live on Twitch. I usually record all my leagues live on Twitch at twitch.tv/snapboltgames, but I'm just doing this one straight to YouTube. That's kind of how I got my start on YouTube, and I figured, you know what, it would be kind of fun just to fire off another league straight to YouTube, no live recording on Twitch. So hope you like it. Let me know how that goes for you. Okay, let's get into the deck tech and then to some games. So Blue Black Terror is a popular, basically tier 1 deck in Pauper right now. Generally, people have played 4 Tolarian Terror, 4 Gurmag Angler, but now we have this new downshift that I mentioned, Cryptic Serpent. So instead of 8 threats, now I'm playing 11. I cut 1 Gurmag just because it kind of can be awkward when you're exiling spells that you need for Serpent and Terror. But now we have 11 threats here. No other creatures than those 11 threats. This is similar to a deck that I played recently. I didn't record with it, but I played a similar build recently from Selkaz. Lauren is a huge upgrade for the deck as well. This deck plays a ton of cantrips, 4 Thought Scour, 4 Mental Note, 4 Brainstorm. I'm down to 3 Consider just to make space. And it's interesting because we're not playing Ponder Preordain. I think having the instant speed cantrips is actually a massive synergy piece of the deck because passing with Island up on turn 1, leaving up Spell Pierce happens a lot. So you leave up Spell Pierce, and then if you don't have to Spell Pierce, you can consider Brainstorm, Mental Note, Thought Scour. It makes a huge difference. All the instants are also good with Counterspell, another key piece of our interaction. So 3 Spell Pierce, 4 Counter, 4 Snuff Out, 1 Cast Down, just because this costs 2 mana and this costs 0 mana. The other thing we're trying to do basically is build our own Baneslayer, 3 copies of Unexpected Fangs. There still is a decent amount of red in the format, and as much as I think this is a bad card in general, it is actually pretty good in Pauper to just make a huge lifelinker. Your opponent can't race you. Just pretty solid there. Moving on to the sideboard, I have 4 Hydroblast, also for red. I have 3 copies of Annul. This All That Glitters Affinity deck is seeming to be getting more and more popular, so I figured Annul was the best card against them in these colors. I'm not sure what else you can do. It's kind of tough because they play like a hexproof creature a lot of times. They have other creatures. It's kind of hard to edict them, so I don't know if Diabolic Edict is really that good. Maybe I should play it over Chainers, but I don't really want to even bring it in anyway. So I was thinking that wouldn't really work. So I think Annul is just going to be the best card overall against Affinity. A couple copies of Fumes, the 4th copy of Fangs against red, and a couple Rotten Reunion as our choice pieces of Graveyard Hate. We don't want to remove our graveyard with Relic, and if we mill Reunion with Mental Note or Thought Scour, we get value, where Nihil Spellbomb, we actually have to draw it. Okay, that's the deck. Let's get into round 1. Let's go. See you there. All right, welcome to round 1. We're against Drelad. We're on the draw here. I accidentally already mulliganed. We had an unkeepable 7. It was just 1 land and nothing that really worked. And here's our 6. It doesn't work at all. We have 0 lands. We do have a low land count in the deck, but we do have 4 Lorien revealed. So this can happen, but I mean, we still have 19 essential lands in the deck counting Lorien. So we just got to go to 5 here. And we'll keep this. I think we're just putting back Island to Island. Definitely putting back at least 1 island. Could put back Fangs, but I feel like Fangsing up our terror is going to be a decent strategy this game. I'm just going to put back Island Island. All right. Let's see what we're up against. See if it's All That Glitters Affinity. Forest, is it Boggles? No, it's some type of Defender or Elves deck. We don't know yet. Just lead Aquifer Pass. Pretty unfortunate going to 5. Game 1 of the league, but can still come back. We can have some good draws. We can brainstorm into a Thought Scour and just set ourselves up nicely here, hopefully. That's the plan. And we are against elves. Okay. Not sure if a big Tolarian Terror is even going to do anything here. We can hopefully draw a Snuff Out for the Vanguard, and then maybe some big terrors will be good from there. Another Brainstorm. I think I'm fine to just brainstorm with this land. We don't really need the black mana right now. So let's just brainstorm right now. Okay, there's a Snuff Out. That's good. That's what we wanted. The problem is all we have is another brainstorm. So all I can do is probably wait on the brainstorm for like 1 or 2 turns, probably just 1 turn. Just that'll allow me to dig a little bit deeper. So I can just put back terror, play island, pass, and we're probably just going to have to snuff out the Vanguard. We could do it now, somewhat try to play around mines, make them use the Quirion Ranger right now, but I just don't, I'm not too concerned about that, and I don't think that's going to happen anyway. So I'm just going to wait on the snuff out. Top of our deck is terror. They have 2 cards in hand. Just kind of have to hope they don't have a draw spell. Looks like they likely do not. So I'm going to snuff out this, take 4 from the snuff out, and then take 2, go to 14. But then they only have 4 power. And, you know, maybe I can make a big Tolarian Terror. Let's see here. Maybe I'm also supposed to just brainstorm on end step. I just don't think so. Then I only see 1 new card. I have 3 cards in graveyard, and it still cost me 4 mana to play a Tolarian Terror. I think I'm supposed to just go to my turn, then brainstorm. Then I see 2 new cards. There's another Snuff Out and a Spell Pierce, which is really bad. What I can consider doing, it's a really funky play, but I think I like it, because this Spell Pierce is essentially dead here. So they have a Priest of Titania. If they have like a Lead the Stampede, Spell Piercing it just doesn't do anything, because they essentially have infinite mana with Priest, Quirion Ranger, and then untap. So they have like 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, replaying the forest, 13, 14 mana. This Spell Pierce just doesn't do anything. But what I could do is I can put back terror, or, Terror Fangs on top, doesn't really matter. Then I could go play land, snuff out your Priest of Titania holding... Oh no, I need 1 more mana in order to Spell Pierce my own snuff out. I was thinking I had 0 mana and then I could Spell Pierce my own snuff out, but I can't. Of course I can't do that. I think it's probably... What could be their last card? It could be land. It's most likely just land. Still think I'm supposed to snuff out the Priest. So I guess it doesn't really matter what I'm putting back. Just kill this, go to 10. They have 3 power. And now if they have a Lead the Stampede, I can at least just Spell Pierce it. They can pay, but it slows them down, and then I can start deploying terrors. And I'm not too worried about dying because I have the Fangs. The problem is I can't Spell Pierce anything right now. I can at least play 1 terror next turn. Okay. And then I'm drawing another terror. So I can either continue to play terrors for 3 mana, or I can Fangs at my terror. Not sure which is better. Okay, they're getting in there. What do I want to kill? Probably the Quirion Ranger? Now I can just go for the Fangs, and then I basically can't lose. They have 2 cards in hand. Okay, sweet. I think I'm just gonna go for the Fangs line. I think that just seems best to me. What I could do is I could also pass the turn, and then they're likely gonna just go for another attack. But I think attacking and just fangsing up my thing is just better. They can block if they want to block. I guess I could wait till after blocks would be the correct play, but I'm just gonna do this. Build your own Baneslayer, here we go. Okay, that's what I did not want to see. Because that kind of stops me in my tracks. That was basically the best draw from them. For 4 down to 6. We get one more attack in. And then we go up to 12. Good thing we block the Quirion so they can't double pump. But we're going to have to chump with the Terror next turn, I believe. They can give something +5. Kind of sucks because we can go no attack. That doesn't seem that good to me. They're at 14. If I attack, they just go to 8. I go up to 12. And then I guess I just don't need to block. They can't really like threaten anything too crazy. If they draw an elf, they have 6 elves. Yeah, I just need to attack. I guess I can play double terror as well. Okay. I guess this line is pretty straightforward. I was overthinking it. Obviously, I just need to attack, gain the life, play double terror. They're at 8. We still might be okay. We need to draw another cast down or snuff out if we can for this Timber Watch. 1 mana off, casting Lorn revealed. And we have to dodge them drawing any of their draw spells. Because if they just top deck like a Lead the Stampede right here, then we're probably going to lose. Quirion Ranger would be really bad for us too. I don't know if them attacking was good. That might have been a mistake on their part. See what they got. See what they top decked. They're in the tank. Could have been too hasty on the snuff out, but I wanted to take less damage, cut them off of mana. Obviously now I want to be able to kill this. Oh wow, this is actually interesting. They only have 1 pump available right now. So if I double block, they only trade for 1 terror, and then I could potentially attack back with both. I'm gonna do it. This just trades their Findhorn for 1 of my terrors, but it makes them use their Timberwatch as well. I don't think this works out for them. Yeah, so they trade for 1 terror, but now they've used Timberwatch Elf. So unless they have like Quirion Ranger here, I get to attack back with both. And then they have to block 1. Where before, if I just didn't block, then they have good blocks on my creatures by just pumping this. And now they even have 1 less elf. Yeah, I think that was just really bad for them. We just mill double Thought Scour. There's a Lauren. We could cycle it, but if we naturally draw land, we can just cast it. I don't know if the game's going to come down to that. Maybe it is better to just get another land. Start by attacking with both. So they have to block one of these now, and then they go down to only 3 elves, making their Timberwatch less scary. We go up to 18 as well. I'm just going to cycle this lure in, because what if we draw another lure in as well? Now, even if they draw a Lead the Stampede, I can Spell Pierce it, and that really like hinders them at this point. So now I think we're good. I think that attack was just really bad for them. Maybe they just didn't consider the double block. Oh, Quarian Ranger. That's huge. That kind of shuts me down. It's exactly what we didn't want to see. So that must have been the draw. I feel like their draw last turn was a land that they just have in hand. They're considering if they should play it or not. So they have double Timberwatch activation per turn and they're not attacking. And they play land. Okay. And there's the Snuff Out. Wow. Just so lucky, honestly. I guess I could just pay mana for this. Then they can pump up like 2 creatures and then I just pass the turn. I guess a line could have been no, because I just need to kill the Timberwatch. Yeah, they make a 5/6. But I think it's still better to just not attack, hope to fade 1 draw step here, and then I basically win. Drew 3 Snuff Outs, which was huge, and then in the sideboard we get Suffocating Fumes, 2 copies. It's probably all we're gonna bring in. I don't really want Chainer's Edict, I don't think. Right, just pass the turn. Maybe we can bring in 1 Chainers over the last Spell Pierce. I just think trying to Spell Pierce their Lead the Stampedes is not that good. Maybe leaving in 1 Spell Pierce is fine. I'll have to just double check our sideboard plan. Alright, supposed to pierce this for sure. Just make them pay so it's harder for them to deploy like another Timberwatch or whatever else they might need. Vine Shaper Prodigy, Just Spare Sentinel. It's not going to do it. They have a fair amount of mana here. 1, 2, 3, potentially 4 mana, but they're still just going to be in chunk mode and us gaining life. Plus a lot of our draws are cantrips or just more, you know, terrors, cryptic serpents, Gurmags, that type of thing. Again, did get pretty lucky to draw the triple Snuff Out in less than the top half of the deck. There's the Jaspera. And are they just going to play Vine Shaper? They've already played a land. So they just don't have enough mana to kick it. Because they can only make blue, 3 mana. Yeah, they only have 3 mana right now. They're just untapping. Okay. Counterspell, that's huge. Alright. So now they have to just go chump chump, and then we can just counter the Vine Shaper kicked, if that's what they do. We could also consider just letting it resolve, because we can beat that. And we just don't want them to resolve like a Lead the Stampede or something. Plus they have to tap 2 creatures in order to make blue mana for this. I think I'm actually just letting a kicked Vine Shaper Prodigy resolve. Just taking it slow here. Seems good. And I guess if I counter it, they just lose. And then they have to chump more stuff. Maybe it's better to just counter now that I'm thinking about it more. I counter this. They can untap one creature, but they're still dead, even if they have another creature. Yeah, it was just counter. It's better. Okay, try another counter. Okay, so definitely bringing in the fumes. Things was actually okay there, but I think generally it's just going to be kind of medium. Maybe I am supposed to keep in Spell Pierce to try to lead the Stampedes in Winding Ways. It just so quickly becomes a dead card. And like if I use my Snuff Out and Cast Down to target their key creatures, things can help us erase well, like allows me to attack and then not worry about getting attacked back by all their little creatures. 3 copies of things is kind of a lot. We could do 2 Spell Pierce, 2 Fangs, and then have the 2 Fumes. I think I kind of like that. Because just playing a bunch of 5/5s and 6/5s seems like a good plan. And then again, killing their key creatures with Snuff Out, wiping their 1/1s with Fumes. Seems like the plan here. 2 Spell Pierces, awkward, but we'll try it. Okay, this one's a keep. They're on the mulligan to 6. Elves actually mulligans a lot because a lot of times they play like 12 lands. So they play even less than us. But this is a good hand. We have blue and black mana. We have a Snuff Out. We have double Lurin. So we actually have like 3 lands with this hand. And another Snuff Out. I mean, when I played a lot of elves in the past, and when they killed your first elf, it was so annoying for you sometimes. It really limits your mana and your development. But there's a lot of key creatures to kill, and we don't have that many removal spells in this deck. So I think I'd rather just kill the key creatures, draw towards Suffocating Fumes. So for that reason, I'm going to just wait. Give them the mana now, and then if they just play like a Priest of Titania or something, I can also just consider killing both their creatures. But if they're just playing more Llanowar, Fintorn Elf type creatures, that's fine with me. All right. They have potentially a lot of mana here. So see, killing this really would have stunted their development because they likely only have 1 land. So they would have only just been able to play 1 creature on turn 2. Instead, now they played 4 more creatures. And it just didn't work out, and the fact that they didn't have anything really important for me to kill. But that's okay. There's a Cryptic Serpent. Alright, let's Lauren for an island. Play island. Pass the turn. Still just don't need to Snuff Out quite yet. But we probably will when they attack. Maybe kill this Jespera Sentinel. Not sure yet. Winding Way. Dang. Spell Pierce wouldn't do anything here. Really wishing I just Snuff Out, killed the Llanowar, but I'm not sure that would have mattered. Might even just cycle this lure in here. Obviously, just we'll have to let this resolve now. Pausing there is also, oh my god, they drew 4 creatures. Double Timberwatch and Alyssa Lana. This game's going to be really tough. And another Quirion. The good news is they can really only play 1 Timberwatch right now. They essentially have 4 mana, so they could just play Alyssa Lana. I guess they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana if they return both their lands. Seems like they're just playing a Timberwatch. Yeah. Okay. I think I just go for Lorien for another untap land here. And then untap, go to my turn. I have 2 spells in the graveyard. And then I can snuff out this on my turn, just depending on what happens. But, I mean, I have to kill this, so that will have to happen. Definitely just getting another island here. Would rather have another untap land. I don't need another black source, really. And Learn is just so good in this deck. 1 mana, found the other second and third land drops that we needed, put 2 spells in the graveyard, just doing pretty much everything we want. We do really want to mill some spells on this Thought Scour. We did hit 2 spells, so we have 5 spells in the graveyard now. So I can play 2 threats, but then I kind of lock myself out of this Cryptic Serpent, at least for now. Is playing 2 creatures this turn important? And I would have to exile a bunch of spells in order to do so. I think it's better to just go Island, Cryptic Serpent, snuff out the Timberwatch right now, pass. And I'm playing Cryptic Serpent over Tolarian because I can only really play 1 threat. Again, I could go Tolarian, I could go land, snuff out Tolarian Terror for 1 mana, and then I could go Gurmag Angler, exiling my whole graveyard, but then again, my Cryptic Serpent's kind of stranded. So I think this line is better. And then I'll just kill the Timberwatch before they get to pump. And then I need to kill their Lissalana and their Timberwatch. So they're probably going to lead on Lissalana, and then I won't have priority most likely if they do it correctly. If they have enough mana before any untaps, they should just make a bunch of mana, cast Lissalana, then cast Timberwatch. But it looks like they're not doing this, so it looks like I'm probably going to get a chance to respond to a Quarian Ranger untap. I guess they can just play Quarian Ranger now and not play Timberwatch. But I'm basically going to snuff out this first chance I get. Hopefully they don't get a trigger off of it, but oh, maybe I'm not supposed to even kill the Lissalana because Timberwatch is going to be a huge problem for me. But Lissalana's not necessarily doing anything right this second. I actually need to kill the Timberwatch. Give them the 1/1 here. Yeah, so they play Timberwatch, get the 1/1, but I think this is actually a good play. Timberwatch is going to be kind of difficult to beat, but their hand is Quarian Ranger plus Forest right now. So I can kill the Timberwatch. Looking okay. I don't need to snuff out quite yet. I can do it on my turn. I'll start by attacking. Maybe they go for some weird triple block, but if that's the case, I can probably just let that happen. Island. Okay, play Island. Let's attack with Cryptic Serpent, see what happens. They're probably just going to take. I'm actually feeling okay here, because again, their hand is Quarian Ranger plus Forest. We have to dodge another draw spell. But we could also draw like a Suffocating Fumes or something. Alright, they chump there. So now I go Terror for 1 mana. Let's see, do I want to consider first? I was thinking about going Terror for 1 mana, just Gurmag Angler for 3 mana, not playing the Consider. I think I should play Consider, because what if I have like a Cast Down or something? Brainstorm. That's got to be good enough. Could find another removal spell, like I mentioned. Ooh, there's a counter spell. Kind of want to leave up counter spell and play this Aquifer and snuff out the Timberwatch. Just take a hit. Could also not leave up counterspell this turn, and then I get to deploy Tolarian Terror and Gurmag Angler. I have to fade a draw spell for 1 turn. And then if I do that, I'm in a great position. I think that's the line. So Gurmag on top, Consider on top after that. So draw Consider first, and I have the option to mill away the second Gurmag if I want to. Or do I want to just mill away the land? Maybe I just don't need this land. Yeah, I think that's a better choice. Yeah, there's no reason for this land. Okay, this is good. So let's go snuff out this. They're gonna get to trigger Huntmaster with the Quarian. But then I have, again, all these creatures. Don't know if it matters what I exile. 3 spells left in yard. Gurmag Angler on top of then land that I can mill. So again, no draw spell from them 1 turn. Leaves me in a really good spot, just because I have a huge board. There's the Quarian that we knew about. So 2 unknowns in hand, or 1 forest and 1 unknown in hand, I should say. Looks like they're passing. Looks like they just drew another land, most likely. Let's lead on Consider. In that, there's a mental note. I think I'm fine to fire this off. I can't play Gurmag for 2 mana and leave up Counterspell right now anyway. Okay, now I can attack with everything, and then play Island, play Gurmag for 1 mana, and leave up Counterspell. They can try to race me, but especially because I get to replay another Gurmag and have Counterspell up, I feel like I'm just in a great spot here. Like, they could take all, but yeah, I just don't see that being good. Okay, they're taking 11. Fine with this as well. Okay. Their hand should just be land, and we have a counter, so. Whew. Good thing they didn't draw that last turn. Okay, nice. 1-0. Let's go round 2. All right, welcome to round 2. We're against APA 19. They say, hey, hey, snap. I say, yo, GLHF. And they say GLHF as well. All right, we're going to keep this hand. This hand's good. This is another, ooh, looks like we're in the mirror. This is what I was talking about. Leaving up Spell Pierce or Cycle Lauren is just so nice. Get a black source with this Lauren, but we might even, ooh. Bridge Ice Tunnel. We're against a brew. Okay. Would like to leave up Counterspell as well here. Let's get Aquifer, play Island, pass the turn. Can play Aquifer next turn. We just don't have our cantrips in hand right now in order to deploy these, but we're not in a huge rush. Probably just get our black source down. Pass. Feels like we're against maybe some type of like Grixis Serpentine Curve, Cleansing Wildfire, who knows, but feels like Cleansing Wildfire Lauren revealed, most likely. Just have to let this resolve. If I had played Island, I would probably Spell Pierce, so I still have counter up, but we'll just let a Brainstorm, an EOT Brainstorm resolve right here. They might be able to go like Brainstorm, Cycle Lauren, but yep. Still don't think I can fight over that, because if I just Spell Pierce the Brainstorm, then they just untap and do something really powerful. I could play a Monarch creature or something. I just lose the game, basically. Could just be Grixis control. Not really sure. Okay, we just don't have any cantrips yet, but we'll find them eventually. At least we have fields up with double counter here. Cycle Fumes, okay. It's feeling more and more like Grixis control. Just interesting to see like the indestructible lands plus this. Okay, I kind of want to just counter this. It's just like an annoying 2-for-1. This also puts a spell in my yard, which is nice. Another Cleansing Wildfire. I'm going to Spell Pierce. So I have 3 spells in the yard now. So my creatures cost 4 mana right now. Campfire. 1 mana tap, you gain 2 life. This is a new downshift. And the bottom ability, 2 mana tap, exile Campfire. Put all commanders you own from the command zone from your graveyard into your hand. So it's 1 mana artifact, and then 1 mana tap, you gain 2 life. I'm gonna say sick. Gurmag Angler. They said the smiley face. Does suck because I can only play 1 threat. Can't play 2 threats. So that being the case, do I want to play Terror because it has Ward 2, or do I want to play Cryptic Serpent because it's a 6/5? I think I want to play Tolarian Terror. The Ward is annoying for them. And we are getting into this spot with this deck, since now we have 11 creatures instead of 8. We're drawing a lot of creatures and not really our mental notes and stuff. Oh, Murmuring Mystic. That's a problem, but they only have 2 cards left. Yeah, so we're drawing a lot of creatures and not our cantrips, but eventually we are, and then we're going to be able to deploy all these rapidly here, so still feeling good. I think I can just draw that. Get more control over my future draws. Okay, there's a counter. All right, let's start by going land, attack. And we have 8 cards in graveyard, 8 spells. So I think I want to just play Terror and then pass with Counterspell up. I don't want anything too crazy to happen. I can deploy these 2 creatures next turn and still have Counterspell up, so I don't think it's worth it to have shields down just to play 1 more creature right now. Looks like they're just a little flooded as well. Campfire does seem pretty thick. They're just going to need to have a lot of spells and have them resolve in order to really get through this. This is kind of what I feared about this card. It's really powerful. It does something like Pauper hasn't really been able to do before, but it's like you're still just playing a 1/5 and then making 1/1. So if your opponent's doing something like this, it's like you have this going, and if they were playing 2 spells a turn, they're just chumping and not necessarily getting ahead. So this card does have some weaknesses because of that. Start by attacking with both pairs. Oh, recoil. Okay, so let's let these abilities resolve and then just counter the recoil. Opponent's on some spice, that's for sure. They have to have Cleansing Wildfire in their deck, right? So let's let the ward ability resolve. They're going to pay, and then I counter. Another counter, nice. Okay, so now I attack for 10. This Campfire is kind of doing work. And then I'll just play the Cryptic Serpent. And then not play the Gurmag Angler. Alright. Yeah, if you get multiple Campfires out, some decks just like won't be able to beat that, like some burn decks. I think I can just counter this. That's going to start to get out of hand pretty rapidly. Looks like they're probably just Grixis control, 4 Murmuring Mystic, maybe like a Monarch creature, probably not, and then just all spells. All right. They're going to have to do some blocking here. And then they can go to 1. They have 1 card left. Suppose we play around like lose focus here. Play around Mana Leak too. Sure. I shouldn't have 6. Yeah, there's the cleansing. Oh yeah. Did I say like they have to have Cleansing Wildfire after we already countered one? It can be hard to talk about your plays and play at the same time, trust me. Like I say to anybody, if you haven't tried it, just if you're playing Magic Online at home, just sit there. You don't even have to record, just talk to yourself, pretend like you're recording and talking about your plays, and it's pretty hard at first. The first time I ever tried to do it, I felt so awkward. Okay, they have to block all my creatures. cast down the Cryptic Serpent. Okay, so they can go chump, chump, chump now. Consider. Graveyard that. Just going to play around Mana Leak again. You know, whatever lose focus type of effect. Lightning Bolt me so they can triple jump to stay alive, but it's just not going to do it at this point. I don't know what outs they have to 15 power. Snuff Out's still really good. Armory Mystic is pretty scary. And they should probably have Pyroblast post board, so it should get a little tougher. We could bring in some Hydros for like their Cleansing Wildfires for their Pyroblasts. Ooh, Nihil Spellbomb main too. It's like their Urza Saga deck. Okay, they exile my yard, but I'm already set up at this point. They concede. They didn't draw anything. Okay. Don't know if 4 Hydroblast is going to be too many. It might not be. I mean, just using it, you can get flooded out on them, but we could always discard them or shuffle them back in. Suffocating Fumes actually seems reasonable to just kill all their birds. If they played 2 Murmuring Mystics and they're probably on 4, it looks like they're just on Grixis, Cleansing Wildfire, Murmuring Mystic deck. Fangs isn't that good. Could go down to 1 copy. Could play 3 Hydroblast. Spell Pierce is actually really good. Snuff Out and Cast Down I think are good. It is good to counter their Pyros. Maybe I'll go 2 Hydros, but then if I see like a bunch of Pyroblasts, like if I think they have 4 or more copies in their deck, I'll bring in more Hydros. But they're probably going to take, I don't know, Hydros just, it's got to be good. It also counters Cleansing Wildfire. I just don't know what to take out. Can take out a threat or 2. Counterspell seems good too. Can just play a little bit of a slower game. Because like, for example, that game, we didn't deploy any threats rapidly. We just like went slow, played lands, counterspells to help or something. And that's kind of like what we want to do in this matchup. So maybe I just take out some of these. Maybe even I take out like 1 mental note, 1 thought, just I guess double mental note. Because I don't need to go that fast necessarily. And I can always cycle Fumes. This seems good. Just having like the Fumes in the deck and out to like them playing all their birds out from the Murmuring Mystic seems good. Potentially might even just wait on this Brainstorm. Going off on somebody. They went 1 top, 1 bottom. Okay, now I could Brainstorm right now, but I think I just want to pass like Spell Pierce up. If they want to like Spell Pierce my Brainstorm, if they even have Spell Pierce, then sure. Go for this though. Maybe want to stop on my upkeep. I'm tempted to mill one of these lands, but I think I just want to mill spells. Like I can mill a Cast Down and a Thought Scour, and then keep the Brainstorm. I can also just mill, I can just mill, like I could just draw the Thought Scour and then just Thought Scour on my main phase, milling away the Cast Down, because I don't need that right now. And then I have another Thought Scour. Okay, I'll just do that. Just won't stop on my upkeep to do it. Because now, yeah, this is better. This is better. Because now I can just go play land, pass the turn with Counterspell up. And then if I want to, I can Thought Scour on their end step. If I don't need to counter. Which most likely I don't need to. they go Cleansing Wildfire, I might just let it resolve. I'm undecided. Yeah, so now I can just Thought Scour away the cast down. And then I could maybe play a Brainstorm and build a Hydra. We have 4 spells. Let's go Brainstorm. Okay, so we're going up to 5 spells. So I'm not quite going to be able to like play a threat with counter up. I don't know if I need 2 more islands though. Let's see. Yeah, I think it's fine. Just put back land, and then draw a land. 5 spells in yard, pass the turn with counter and hydro up. We have island on top, which if we don't have to do anything, we'll just Thought Scour ourselves here. Mill Gurmag Angler Island, draw an Aquifer. Okay, I'm gonna go for another Thought Scour right now. Unexpected Fangs. It's the 1 copy left in our deck, right? Yeah. Okay, it's fine. So now we go untap. We don't need to do anything on upkeep. Another island. Another island's actually kind of tempting. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 spells. So I'm fine on spells. Because I kind of want to have Hydroblast and Counterspell up this turn. So I think I'm going to go Island, play Terror, pass. Because this plays around like... I thought they might try to Pyroblast this with it on the stack. So now I'm just going to pass the turn. I don't get the Fangs like right now, but that's fine. Brainstorm, sure. Just don't think I have the luxury to fight over that. Now that my Terror is in play, it's kind of annoying for them. I guess they could have Chainer's Edict. Just I'll counter that. Fight over a Pyro if they have it. Counter this. It's just too much value. Gives them more mana, draws them a card. I'd rather just fight. Okay, so now I just go attack, play 2 Cryptic Serpents and a tap land. Hope that's good enough. Which I think it is going to be. It's really good. Now if they just Chainer's Edict, I could just sack a Cryptic Serpent. We have the Snuff Out. Oh, Recoil. I'll just discard Fangs. Oh yeah, gotta hold a land. Oh, they have Terror as well. Okay, that's fine. Let's go Snuff Out, Ear Terror. Snuff Out is just so good. 0 mana insane. Thought Scour us. Can't really play around Recoil, just have to play this. Can cast Lauren next turn, but might just have him. This deck is just seeming really strong. Ooh, there's a Murmuring Mystic. Into Preordain. They still need another spell in order to just triple chump here. I guess they could find a Pyro here. 0 top. Cryptic Serpent. Making the deck, this deck a lot more consistent. Like, just seems like I always have the threats now. And I have, since you have a lot more threats, you went from 8 to 11, you just like aren't like worried about like, oh, I didn't draw my threats or I milled them. That doesn't seem to be happening as much. GG's 8/19. Let's go round 3. All right, welcome to round 3. We're against Rush. Would you like to play first? Yes. And we'll keep this hand, just the mono cantrip hand. We do have a black source in this Lauren. Just start by passing the turn. Might even just lead on Consider and then cycle the Lauren next turn for the black source. Just it doesn't telegraph my play as much. We're probably against some All That Glitters deck, most likely. I think this is good enough. I think I want that. I can cycle all that glitters right now and then play the tap land. Or did I say all that glitters? I can cycle Lauren Revealed and then play tap land. I kind of like that. It just unlocks my mana for future turns. My snuff out is on right now. Not really sure, but it seems good to me. Okay, maybe it's. I mean, Rust Bridge just seems like it's going to be an all that glitters deck. Card's pretty insane. Maybe Boros Synth with all that glitters. I feel like I played against Rush at one point. I played another league off stream with Esper, all that glitters affinity, and I think I played against this player on a similar deck, so we'll see. Okay, let's just go Island, pass the turn. If they play a spell that I might want to counter, I'll just brainstorm in response. My hand's really good right now, though. Playing a lot of non-artifact lands. I wonder if it's just Boros Synth with like Rustbell Bridge. Okay, I'm not going to counter that. Could have brainstormed in response regardless, just in case I want to, but I just didn't think I want to counter Lumbus like no matter what. I'd rather just hold my counter. Again, I wouldn't have countered it, so this is fine. Okay. Things might actually be really good. Really need to decide what I'm going to do here. I think I can. I think I want to mill two spells if I can. What I could do is I could put back like Consider Thought Scour and then mental note those away. I don't know if I need this island though. Maybe I just put back like either Thought Scour or mental note, doesn't matter, plus island, then mill those two away, and then I also can consider this turn. I think I like that better. There's a terror, nice. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spells, so this terror costs 1 mana. So maybe I just don't need this. I'd rather have more gas. Now do I need to cycle this Learn for Island just to hit a land drop? Because I can go cycle Learn for Island, play Terror, have counter up. Seems like the play to me. Kind of weird to put back Island and then now I want another land, but didn't know I was going to draw Lauren there. Still feel like this is a good position. I mean, I have a terror down and a counter. This has ward 2. So, yeah, I feel like I'm in a good spot. Barbed Batter Fist. I just don't think I care about that. Just let that resolve. We have Cast Down, Snuff Out, Fangs. I'd rather counter like a Core Skyfisher that gives them more value. Speaking of, let's just counter this. And then we're going to Fangs up the Terror. Ooh, Spell Pierce is good. I guess I can lead on Brainstorm. Oh, wow. Just like literally all the Fangs. I guess I also don't even need to Fangs this turn. I could just go attack. I could snuff out this. Because I just don't want to take the damage anyway. Then I have Counterspell and Spell Pierce up. And it sucks that we're drawing Fangs for the next 2 turns. Wonder if I misplayed with my cantrips at all. Core Skyfisher. Let's counterspell. Hopefully they play a non-creature spell here. They don't. Okay. The good news is we're going to have a big lifelinker, and I'm not exactly sure how they're going to deal with that. They could just try to block it, I suppose. Bangs it up. And if they just recast Bar Batterfist, I think I just let it resolve. We have a cleaner coming, so Lewin's going to be going off for a second here. All right, there's Batterfist. Like I said, I'm going to let it resolve. All that glitters. Snap Spell Pierce. Let's see. I mean, I can Spell Pierce, but the thing is, I can just let this resolve, retain my Spell Pierce, and then just cast down the Glinthawk. Like what? They only have 1, 2, 3, 4 artifacts. So I'm only getting hit like for 6, and they probably won't even attack. I guess 7 because it counts. I always forget that it counts itself. But yeah, I can just cast down the Glinthawk now, and then I just still have Spell Pierce. Drawing the other fangs. Okay, sounds good. Now I'm gonna just attack with my Terror, Lifelink. They have 3 cards left. And let's see what else they got. Another All That Glitters right now, I guess, could be problematic. Raven is not, though. So it is basically what I thought. It's just Boros Synth playing probably a fair number of artifact lands, playing All That Glitters, probably have Journey to Nowhere, All That Glitters, playing around Spell Pierce. I guess I just don't pierce it, I don't know. Just need to draw another removal spell now. They can't really attack just because we have lifelink. I guess they can attack for 3. They don't want to. Mental Note. Fire that off. Mill to Spell Pierce and a Cryptic Serpent. Let's go land, pass the turn. If they crack Clue, it's not even that bad for me because I can consider end of turn just fangs my Terror again. It doesn't get double lifelink, unfortunately, but it does get another +1/+1 counter. And there are things at 6, 7 now. So they need more artifacts. And we have 3 more Snuff Outs in the deck. We can cast Lauren Revealed as well now. How many Laurens do we have left in the deck? 2. Lightning Bolt Terror. Okay. I think this is going to work out for me because I think they're going to go for like a double bolt. Maybe their next one is a Galvanic Blast, but I can Spell Pierce that. If it's double bolt, I get to counter it with Fangs. I feel like it's going to be double bolt. Oh, it is Gal Blast. Okay. So let's let them pay for the ward. And then I just Spell Pierce the Gal Blast. And they have a 7. There's only a 7/8 right now, actually. So I can go Fangs, and then I can attack with my 7/7, threatening to go for Fangs again. That's the line. Their opponent's probably going to be like, there's no way they have a 3rd Fangs. 2 lifelink counters. Give me double lifelink, dude. Let's go. Yeah, so now I can attack. Ooh, I guess they could double block, though. Wasn't even considering that. I think I'm just not supposed to attack actually then. If they don't walk, I don't even trade for both their things. Alright, let's just wait. Maybe playing the Fangs was bad then. Brainstorm, Lauren revealed. Snuff Out, obviously our best draw, but those drawing towards Snuff Out. Just counter this. This is basically like a 2/2 flyer plus scry 1 draw card, which is just too much. That's why this Boros Synth deck is so good. When it gets to the mid to late game, all their Glinthawks and Core Skyfishers are like cycling flyers. Right, I think I hold that in hand. They've already played double Core Skyfisher, double Glinthawk, so we just have to fade those. We can also gain some life with our Lembas, which is annoying. They have one card in hand. It could be a bolt, could be a land. Most likely one of those two things. If they draw like a Journey to Nowhere, if they have that in their deck, which I feel like they should, considering they're an all that glitters deck, that would be horrible for us. We've only drawn the one threat here as well. Okay, they go up to 8/9. But because we have lifelink, they just can't attack. So Fangs, while if they deal with our terror, we still get essentially 3 for 1 because we've used 2 Fangs on it, but the lifelink is still doing huge work because if we just had a 7/7, they would just be like attack, potentially, you know, especially if they had more creatures to chump with. But because of lifelink, just like attacking doesn't really do anything for them. And there's better examples of this scenario as well. Because the cleaners are here, I want to try to finish this match quickly so we don't get vacuum going in the background. So hopefully, I was going to say hopefully opponent plays faster, but we're about even on time, so that's on me. Okay, opponent passing priority, probably not going to do anything. Snuff Out. Land. Let's play one land in case we draw Lauren. Pass. We did draw the counter spell in there, but we need to draw a little bit better than this. Smart of them to at least use one Lembas because if they draw Lembas, it's really good at this point. They draw land. Okay. Snuff Out. There it is. Nice. All right, I can just pay the mana. That's the thing about this deck compared to like the affinity deck I was playing with the hexproof creature. You don't have hexproof or indestructible creatures to put all that glitters on, so you're hoping to just get a hit in and finish them off with burn spells. So it's even more of like a tempo-based strategy. All right, even if they have Galblast here, I can counter it essentially with the third. Oh no, I can't because I paid the mana. Ooh, their last card's Galblast. Now I get huge punish for not paying life for Snuff Out. I just misplayed. I should have just paid life for Snuff Out and then I could have attacked. That was a mistake. They should have maybe even attacked considering that now. Okay, now I can attack safely, I think. They could have double burn spell, but so be it. Probably should have just attacked last turn anyway. Wasn't like I don't think I was under huge threat. Now maybe they have time to get out of it. Wedding invitation, sure. Doesn't necessarily do anything at this point, just cycles. Synth, sure. It's like the best card in their deck. Another synth, okay. Scary. Now they can crack synth if they don't have anything else. There's a Galv Blast. That doesn't really do anything at this point, though. They have to play it this turn, so they can just Galv Blast face. But they're not dead yet. Maybe my no attack was just too safe, and it's going to cost me. Because now they can crack another synth, draw another card next turn. Another terror. Okay, that should probably be enough. Especially because we have the fangs. Alright, they're just chumping there. Play terror. I'll play land at this point. If we draw Lauren, it'd be good to have more lands in play. Play Glint Hawk, bounce synth. Okay, that's good. My hand is still really good though, and we're at 38. So they're still gonna have to deal with 2 big lifelinkers. Mountain. They can replace synth though. Ginger Brute. We've already dealt with 2 all that glitters as well, which is nice. And we have this snuff out, so really gonna try to not snuff out if I can help it. I mean, if they go for a huge block on one of my things, maybe I'm supposed to snuff out. We'll see. Their deck does look sweet. They have 3 cards in hand. They're at 4. Let's just go to our turn, attack with both. If they try to like triple block this, I can, you know, play my spells to deal with their entire board. They have to block both of these. Another terror is a good draw. And this deck does have a really low land count, so when you're in these positions, you do draw a good amount of gas. All right, so now I just deal with all their creatures because I get to go snuff out the Glint Hawk. And I think I just go Fangs up this terror right now as well, just to gain the life. Just going up to so much life is basically, I think, just going to be good enough. Oh, they're sacking this, so I don't even gain the life here. Cool play. That was a sick Ginger Brute play for sure. But essentially 2 lethal threats because this is lethal and then both of these are lethal. So they need 2 blockers and we got them. I didn't play that perfectly. I made a couple mistakes, but ended up getting there. That was sweet. Actually, don't mind a null. Counter synth, counter Limbos for 1 mana. I don't think we want Rotten Reunion or Edict. Fangs was good, but I don't know if we need 3. Maybe 2 is the right amount. Spell Pierce is also pretty reasonable. Sideboarding is kind of difficult. Take out 1 Cryptic Serpent just because it gets like Pyroblast. It costs 2 mana. It is probably still the worst out of like the threats. Just cut like a mental note. Just hard to, it can be kind of hard to sideboard. The list is like kind of tight at this point, if that makes sense. All right, let's go game 2. We got this. This deck is feeling really powerful. There is a Mana Traders tournament this month. I have to check if I'm going to be available for the like the actual tournament if I play in the Swiss. But Mana Traders does host a tournament each month, and they designate the format. And this month it's Pauper. I don't have a Mana Traders account right now because I got the Card Hoarder account, and I really do like Card Hoarder. I think it's better as a rental service, but Mana Traders does host that tournament, so might want to play in that because it's Pauper. Yeah, sand is sweet. Mono blue Serpent, let's go. Got the annul, which is huge. If they go for the Limbos, I'll just counter it. Snuff out, fine draw. they go for like synth right now. One kind of greedy, but I'll still just counter that. Just annul that. Get that out. Don't want to deal with that. Another stuff. Okay, we're gonna need a black source. See what they do here. Counter a lot of different things. I'll counter a Lembas, I think, in this position. I'll definitely counter a synth. They just play like a blank core Skyfisher right now. I don't think I counter it. Raven, I don't counter. Raven's not good enough to counter. I know it cycles, but I can just play these mental notes. Save counter for something more impactful. Mill 2 black sources. Okay, that's not ideal. 1, 2, 3. If I mental note into 2 spells, I can play the Serpent. We hit 1 spell. Oh, there's a Lauren. I want to Lauren for a black source, but then I don't have counter up. I think I should still just lead on Brainstorm. Because I can Brainstorm, shuffle. Okay. There's an Aquifer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 spells. So I can still Brainstorm shuffle here with using the Lauren. What about this for a line? Kind of puts my shields down, but put back, consider, put back Aquifer, and then play Lauren revealed, get Aquifer, play Aquifer, pass, I'm tapped out, but then next turn I could play like Terror with counter up, or just Serpent Terror, play some snuff outs, go from there. I think that's my best option. Had to use this turn to set up, I feel like. I didn't want to just pass with counter up and not play a land. Didn't seem good to me. Wow, if they just don't do anything, they just want to crack clue. That's so good for me. And if I play Terror and they go Pyro, I'll just counter. So it looks like a crack clue to me, I'm not sure. Oh, it's a core Skyfisher. Bounce Thraben. Alright, so now I'll just snuff out the Thraben so they have nothing good to bounce. They have to just bounce a land. Snuff out, just hell of a card. When this deck doesn't have the Synth or the Lembas in order to use with the Skyfishers and Glidhawks, it gets much, much worse. Okay. There's a land. So I have 10 cards in yard. I think I'm fine to go play land, play Tolarian Terror for 1 mana, play Gurmag Angler for 1 mana, exile some of my spells, leave up counter, and then next turn I can still Cryptic Serpent. Seems awesome. Exile all these lands, and then some random spells too. So I still have 4 spells in yard, and if I counter something, I'll have 5, and if I snuff out something, I'll also have 5, so I could have gone like snuff out this and play Serpent, but I think leaving up counter this turn is better. I'm not in a rush to play this Serpent. I'd rather like have a little bit more control over the game. Destroy evil. Can that? And I don't want to snuff out yet for sure because just want to play around all that glitters. Another Skyfisher. They're just going to plan to bounce the land. Okay. They have 2 cards left in hand. Oh, they bounce Skyfisher. Okay, fine with that. Ooh, that was a great draw. We'll just fangs up this terror here and play a Serpent. I feel like that should lock it up. Maybe not. I mean, I guess they can still deal with all my stuff, especially if they have some Pyroblasts. But that puts me in I think, a winning position in this game. Definitely want to put it on the terror just because it has Ward 2. Pretty insane card. Serpents felt really good. Sure, it costs 2 mana, but that hasn't been that relevant. Just having one more big, beefy creature in the deck that's essentially the same. Sure, it costs 2 mana instead of 1, but again, 6/5 has been solid. So now they have to just bounce land. They still can't go for any type of double block. They're at 12. I just don't see it. Let's see. They're already going to have to block. I don't think I need to snuff out. Again, I'd rather wait because I guess all that glitters isn't really even doing anything at this point. It's kind of awkward in their deck. Chump, chump. Okay. I'll play land. And I think land for Lauren better than land to hold for Brainstorm. Galvanic Blast themselves. Okay. Got him. Sweet. 3-0. This deck is feeling fantastic so far. And I think the All That Glitters, like Affinity decks, can compete with this deck, but I think if I was gonna play like a big Pauper tournament today, I might register this deck. It's just feeling so powerful, really consistent. You get to play the power of blue with all these cantrips. Feeling fantastic. We're 3-0, 6-0. I haven't even played perfectly. Just feeling incredibly powerful. We'll see you in round 4. Let's go. All right. VIP Lou's here. Got Lewin. Hey, bud. Say hi to everybody watching. All right, that's all we got. We'll see everybody at round 4. All right, welcome to round 4. We're against 8bot72, the Walls Master. Would you like to play first? Yes. This hand's actually not very good. It's a lot of lands. Just a Cryptic Serpent, no other cantrips. I'm actually just gonna mulligan. 4 lands is just kind of a lot. Let's just try to do better. This one we can keep. I'm not sure what I should put back. Maybe just one of the Cryptic Serpents. Just keep all the cantrips. Seems best to me. And then we'll just go Island Go. We'll lead on this Consider. And probably some Walls or Cascade Brew is my guess. I have to just graveyard. Okay. I need to just draw lands in towards the black source. There it is. And I could just kill this Avacyn's Pilgrim right now. I think I'm gonna wait one turn because I just know 8+ is like so often on defenders. I mean, I suppose they could be on Ponza, but I could also just play Island, pass, plan to double Mental Note, and then next turn I can Aquifer, Cryptic Serpent plus Snuff Out. All right, let's just do that. That kind of protects my black source because if I just go Aquifer now and they kill the black source, it's kind of annoying. Okay, there's Battlement. So this seemed to work out for us because now I can just mental note. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I already have 5 spells now. So now I think I can consider just graveyard that. Lauren, not bad. So now I go Aquifer, Serpent, Snuff Out. Half the turn. And then hopefully we can draw just another land for this Lauren. Hopefully find another removal spell as well. Lead on Brainstorm. Kind of interesting. We have some options here. I think what I like doing is putting back Spell Pierce plus Mental Note, then just cast this other Mental Note right now, milling these two away, and then keeping both Lauren, and then I can cycle one, cast the other. Seems like the plan. Ooh, Gurmag Angler, great draw. Alright, so let's go Island. Attack for 6. Got no removal spell here. And then Gurmag Angler. Everything is a spell right now, so it doesn't, I don't think it matters. And then already played an island, so I can just wait on cycling this for island to not telegraph our plays as much. Okay, they hit a second land. They can do a lot this turn, even though they're kind of stuck on mana. Okay, Winding Way. They hit 2 creatures, not too bad. One of them was that Caretaker, Leaf Caller was the other, and they have 4 cards in hand. Okay, let's get an island. Let's attack with both and then just cast Lauren. I was going to say hopefully find a Snuff Out, but we didn't. I think casting Lauren there is better than Brainstorm, because now we have this Brainstorm with kind of like a stocked hand. Apos asked if I was recording a couple minutes ago. I just saw it now. Yep, recording this. See if we get killed here. They're down to 3. They can start chumping. They said, I will open Tetris. I love watching your videos on this side. I will become restless. I don't know what that means. Okay, so they have infinite mana now of any color. I will open Tetris. Oh, maybe because they're saying I play slow. I see, I see. Yeah, they're saying I play slow because I'm taking time to explain. I play actually faster when I'm not recording because again I have to talk about all my decisions. Okay, I think we lose. I don't know how they can win right now. I'm sure they have a way to win though. This is just they have the full combo here. I'll just concede to them drawing their deck. I think we played okay. We just didn't have another removal spell. All right, what do we want? I don't think we need Fangs at all because they're just not pressuring our life total. They're just combo. Chainers seems fine. Just help deal with their resources. Annul actually seems like okay. Just counter their main card, but I don't know if it's good enough. I think I just want to do Chainers in, Fangs out, keep the spell pierces to try in this matchup. I think just leaving them in is fine to try to nab the draw spells. Just want to focus on killing the overgrown battlements and the Axebane Guardians. I don't think we want hydros. And again, a null is kind of weak, I think. I think we'll just go with this. Maybe one of these chainers should be like another cast down or some other removal spell, but keep this. I think this is good enough. Try to keep it. Do I lead on my black source? I don't think so. I'll just lead on island pass and then probably just lead on consider. All right, Apel's kept 6. Let's consider chainers. It's not that good against Pilgrim. I think I'm just gonna graveyard it. Cast down, it's better. All right, let's go Ice Tunnel, pass. I want black mana starting next turn. Here's Overgrown Battlement. Sure, they're on the 2-lander again, or the 1-lander again, the 2-mana source. Let's go Mental Note. We milled Aquifer, Snuff Out. I would have liked to draw that Snuff Out, but what are you going to do? 5 cards in graveyard. I think I'm just going Island, cast down on the battlement, pass the turn. Probably plan to Brainstorm here. Then we can Brainstorm and then Thought Scour. Another battlement. You got it. We may want to Thought Scour on our upkeep, depending on what we hit here. Spell Pierce, we have double Spell Pierce in hand, double Island in hand. Having one more land drop seems good. I don't think we need 2. And I think we definitely don't need 2 Spell Pierces. I think I'm going to put these 2 back and then Thought Scout or Mental Note on upkeep. Then we get to draw 2 new cards. Cryptic Serpent and Gurmag Angler. They're on 1, 2, 3, 4 mana. I do actually want to leave up Spell Pierce this turn. And I'd rather play Cryptic Serpent this turn as well. So I think I'm just going to go Island, Cryptic Serpent, pass. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 spells. Don't think I want to play Gurmag, because if they just go for like a lead the Stampede here, I want to be able to counter it. Wall of Roots, sure. Can still counter or lead the Stampede right now. Caretaker, still can counter it. Winding Way, I can't counter that. Wonder if I'm supposed to Spell Pierce just to do it. I don't think so. So they milled a Pulse and a Safekeeping and hit a Ranger and an Axebane Guardian. Okay. Now I want to try to keep a removal spell to try to break up the combo if I can, if I have a removal spell. And we milled Snuff Out and Thought Scour and drew a land. That's not good. Lauren revealed. I think I just need to fire that off. Try to draw Snuff Out. Let's attack first. I only have 2 cards left. Spell Pierce doesn't do anything anymore. Only 2 Snuff Out left in the deck. Okay, we're in trouble. Caretaker, 2 cards left. Shield Wall Sentinel, I think that's game. They can just get, yeah, Drift and then Transmute, get infinite mana. They can transmute multiple times here too. Yeah, they just have so much mana. because they can go transmute for drift, keep doing that, and then get Reaping the Graves, get back all the drift of Phantasms, and then win that way. Yeah, so they're going to drift for drift. Yep. Yeah, just maybe Apaz is just a really good player, but it seems like whenever I play against them, they just have so many resources, and I can't like fight all the resources. GG's. Got crushed there by the Walls Master. Quick 0-2. Still think that matchup is reasonable. I think our draws didn't line up that well. Because we can pressure with our 5/5s and kill their key creatures, but when they're resolving their draw spells and when they have a lot of overgrown battlements and Axebanes, you just can't do anything. So yeah, definitely just got outmoded there. I wonder if we just want more removal spells, like if we didn't have Fangs but had more kind of cast down type cards, that would make the matchup better. But all right, 3-1. Let's go round 5. All right, welcome to the 5th and final round. We have 0 lands. We're gonna mulligan. We're against Serpent, and Serpent's on the mulligan as well. All right, we can keep now. It's between putting back Serpent, maybe Spell Pierce. Serpent's on 5. I think I just put back Serpent. It's just like the slowest thing we have. I think I want the Lauren. I want the Thought Scour. I don't know if I want the Spell Pierce yet, but because of that, I think I need to keep it. Just gives me a little interaction. Island Preordain on a mulligan to 5. Okay. Wonder if it's going to be the mirror. 0 top, 2 bottom. Now I think I just go Island Pass. I can just lure in for another island and then have counter up next turn. If they just play a cantrip, I might even just Spell Pierce it. Oh, definitely Spell Piercing this. Island, Modern Age. It might be Mono Blue Serpent. Alright, now definitely playing Island, leave up counter. We can cycle this Lurin, we can play Thought Scour, put a lot of spells into the yard that way. We milled Snuff Out, Thought Scour, ooh, and drew a Mental Note. That gets us in range to Serpent, and I don't have to cycle Lurin yet. I like it. I'm not going to just play Serpent into a counter. Oh wow, they counterspell this Mental Note? That is not good for them, because now I just get to resolve Serpent, play a land, pass, and then have counterspell up next turn. You should not fight over these Thought Scours and Mental Notes, I'm almost positive. Could be somewhat of a mirror, could be Mono Blue Terror. Again, they might be playing this card as well. We don't really know yet. So they went Brainstorm and then bottom 2 on the Preordain. And then they play Ice Tunnel. Okay. They had Snuff Out, they should have played it on their turn as well, because now I have counter up. Still think I'm fine to, if they didn't have Snuff Out on their turn, I'm fine to just go like Brainstorm right now, cycle Lauren for land, and then leave up counter. So I can Brainstorm shuffle this way. Don't think I need the Fangs. And I guess I don't need the Aquifer either. I can just play this Terror next turn. Seems good to me. I'd rather leave up counter here, I think. Okay, pass. And then next turn play Terror with counter up again. Let the Preordain resolve. 0, they've gone 0 top 2 bottom on every single Preordain. Seagate, named White. Ice Tunnel and Seagate named White. Alright, now I just don't know what's happening. I'm not going to play Consider, because then I tap out of Counterspell, man. I'm just going to untap. Let's counter. There's a Lauren. Let's not play it. Fangs, Graveyard. Play a terror. Attack. They have 2 cards left. We have 2 cards. I'm not going to cycle this flora. I'm just going to wait to get another land before I cast it. I can play a Garmag Angler. Might also just kill them. I can play 2 more threats this turn. Strands. Wow. Is it just like an Esper version of Kage? And they just had kind of like an awkward draw? It's kind of what it seems like. Because they can splash black off Lauren anyway, so it doesn't cost them that much. Right, let's go Terror and then Garmag Angler. Pass. If they play a white creature, they can flashback Strands to survive. Alright, we got him. So they're Esper. I think we want Rotten Reunion. We saw Strands. I don't think we want Fangs at all. And then maybe just 1 Annul. We could also have like another copy of Annul. They showed the Modern Age, but they might not have that many other artifacts and enchantments. Maybe like a Chainers is even better than that, but I think having 1 Annul, it's fine. Let's just try this. Take out the Fangs, bring in the Rotten Reunions and the Annul. Let's go game 2. Alright, Sam looks fine. Just try to play some cantrips, deploy Serpent into Angler. They were also on 5 cards that game and bottoming everything on preordains. Heapkey as their first land drop. Interesting. I'll just play Aquifer first. Maybe playing Island Cantrip is better because I could find another island and then I use my mana more efficiently, but getting the top land out of the way early is also kind of nice, so I don't know. I think this is fine. Warren for Ice Tunnel. Draw another island. I don't think I need to rush into playing any cantrips. If they want to fight over my cantrips, then I'm fine with that. I probably will lead on like a Brainstorm at the end of their turn here. Their mana's awkward. Sacred Cat. Okay. So it is Esper Kage. Ooh, there's a Snuff Out. That's not bad. That does give me like a free spell in order to potentially turbo these out. So let's see, Brainstorm's going to be in the yard. I'm going to Thought Scour. What if I Thought Scour 2 more spells into the yard? Like, what if I put back, let's just say, Consider. Then I Thought Scour both of those into the yard. I have 4 spells in the yard. Then I go Snuff Out your cat right now, 5 spells into the yard. Just doesn't seem worth it. Again, I don't need to rush here. I think I'm just going to put back Consider Island and then Thought Scour myself. If I put back Consider and then Thought Scour myself, and I draw a land naturally, it's going to be pretty bad for me. But maybe not. Alright, I'm going to do that actually. Now I'm going to Thought Scour myself. They could Spell Pierce this Thought Scour, but again, I'd be fine with that. Okay, and then we draw into Brainstorm. Okay, 4 spells in the yard. Let's see. They're stopping on my upkeep. Don't know what they're... Okay, let's see. Draw counter spell. So I'm not, doesn't really seem worth it to me to just snuff out the cat right now, but perhaps it is. I mean, I get to play Serpent this turn with Spell Pierce up. Alright, because of that, I'm going to do it. It's not like a good use of Snuff Out, just killing half a cat, but because I get to play this and then pass the turn with Spell Pierce, that does seem worth it. Like, they could go untap land, Edict me, but that's worst case scenario, and then I'm still fine if they do that. Looks like that might happen. They also got Ice Tunnel immediately off the learn. Yeah. Okay. Not going to Spell Pierce and just have them pay. Then they're going to Flashback Cat. Okay. Guess I'll Brainstorm. Of course, there's Rotten Reunion. That would have been nice to nab the cat. Let's see. I think I just put back Counterspell, Counterspell. I'll draw a Counterspell for my turn. And then I can go land, play Cryptic Serpent, play Gurmag Angler, leave up Spell Pierce or Rotten Reunion. I could also just play Cryptic Serpent and not play the Gurmag yet, leave up Counterspell. Alright, I like that better. Doesn't really matter what I put back, I don't think. So let's just play another Serpent, pass the turn. And then we're drawing another counter next turn, which is just fantastic. Another Edict. Sounds like they're just splashing for Edict. Or it looks like they're just splashing for Edict. They have Pyro. Sure. Okay. Now I play Angler. I'm just gonna tap 1 mana. I want to leave up double counter here. Pass the turn. 3 cards in hand, but I have double counter. I have a 5/5 versus their 1/1. Alright. Gotta just let that resolve. You really don't want to fight over the cantrips. I'm pretty sure. They have been able to deal with my threats pretty well this game so far, though. Alright. Easy Spell Pierce. And they can, again, start lifelinking me, but I could always draw another removal spell. I left in all my removal. Or just more threats is good, too. And now I have a blue threat and a black threat, which is nice versus Strands. Oh shit, I need to tap 1 more mana. Alright, let's do it. I want to play it this turn, even though it's a little bit awkward. Leave up the Reunion as well, because if they play another Edict, I can play Reunion in response. Maybe I missed a line where I was able to play Reunion in response to an Edict. I can't remember if the last Devour Flesh, if I had the Reunion in hand that I could have played. I might have messed up. Destroy evil on the Serpent. Okay. So they're just, I guess, 4-color gates, which kind of makes sense. The decay token can't block, so I can't like ambush the cat. 3 cards in hand, but I have a counterspell and a Reunion. Ooh, there's Lauren. I would love to hardcast that. I think I'm just going to hold on to it for now. It's like, island cycling right here for another land doesn't really do anything. Oh wow, they're going for the extra land. Beachfront, get a hard white source. Okay. And then pumping. It's kind of annoying. They're like technically winning this race right now, but there's a long way to go. Mental note. Okay, now I need to cycle this second Lauren. Might as well just get a tap land. I mean, I can not attack. They're hitting for 3 and gaining 3, so if I hit them down to 10, then they go back up to 13 and hit me down to 13. But even if they play another gate, I can still block. It uses like so much of their turn in order to pump their cat that like if that's what they're doing, then I'm fine. I would love to counter something this turn as well, so I can just tap out for Lauren next turn. Looks like they don't have much else going on. So they go up to 13. Okay, I'm probably going to counter this. Definitely counter Hawk. Now let's go just slam Lauren right now. Okay, no snuff out. Always wanted Lauren into snuff out, but I'll play the land even though I have the brainstorm. I think I have a lot to do. The Spell Pierce might actually be okay. Alright, looks like they're just on the pump strategy here, so I just need to find a removal spell and then I should be in good shape. Especially if they're pumping, my Spell Pierce is actually good, so I think I want to hold on to the Pierce. Another Hawk? Whoa. Is this Cephalid Breakfast? Okay, this is like Cog8, probably Splash Cephalid Breakfast. Whenever cleric you control becomes a target of a spell or ability, it gets +2/+0/+2. So their combo instead of the mill combo is probably they have the nomad thing, the 1-mana white creature that's a 1/1. They can target this infinite and give it like plus infinite toughness, and then they not turn aside, whatever, the 2-mana blue-red colorless instant switch target creature's power and toughness, draw card. That's probably like something they have in their deck, I assume. But I guess we just keep doing our thing here. It's brainstorm. Okay, we don't need this island for sure. I can bin this Rotten Reunion as well. Thought scour that away. There's a terror, that's huge. We have the Reunion in Yard that we just milled. Let's lead on Consider. Just graveyard that. Okay, Angler is great, because now I can go attack, play Terror, play Angler. And I think we have like all spells pretty much. There's 1 Terror here, 1 Serpent here. I'm not playing any way to recur the creatures from the graveyard right now. Plenty of spells left in the yard. And they're on 1, 2, 3 gates. 1 more gate and they can like trade with a creature for their cap, but I don't even know if I need to. Say, is this a Squadron Hawk? Okay, there's the Nomad. So they can give any cleric infinite toughness, which is not this card. The next 1 damage that would be dealt to Nomads and Core this turn is dealt to target creature you control instead. So they can also block 2 of my creatures indefinitely right now, because they block 1 with Nomads, and then they activate this 5 times, targeting their Spiritualist, and then the next 5 that would be dealt to this is dealt to Spiritualist. Then they block something with this, but it's actually a 1/11. So they can block 2 of my creatures right now, but I can always just draw any removal spell to break this up. And they don't have another gate to actually get through yet, it looks like. But they're going to kill the Terror, but then I can Spell Pierce this. Okay. I will Spell Pierce this after they pay for Ward. The Ward plus Spell Pierce is just so good. They have 1 card left. It's a Sacred Cat. Sure. They have 0 cards. Another Spell Pierce. Might as well just Thought Scour. Snuff out. There it is. Okay, nice. The fact that they can like block my stuff indefinitely is good for them, but just thinking if I need to deal with these cats. Because they're at 7. Yeah, what if I go kill your Nomads in Core right now? They make this, 20 toughness. They get 1 block here. Then they have to block 1 Gurmag, or they die. I want to also be able to Rotten Reunion in case they block with this. What about also just killing the Spiritualist instead of the Nomads? Maybe that's better. Yeah, because then they have to block 2 things, and this dies if they block with it. All right, let's just pay this for life. Killing this gets +0/+2. We're at 5. Okay. But now, yeah, if I attack with everything, they have to block 2 creatures. So they could block with these 2. And then I guess the way I lose is if they top deck a gate, and then they have 5 exactly. Maybe it was worth it to pay the full 4 mana for this, so I don't die on the crackback. But I'm gonna go for it. That might have been another mistake there. Yeah, because this way they have to block 2 things. They lose one of their combo pieces. They should block with their Token Cat. Oh, this is a huge mistake from them. Because now I can Rot Reunion the Sacred Cat before they prevent the next 1 damage that we dealt to Nomads is dealt to this creature. Oh, they're saving the. Oh. Wait a second. Well, they could have saved Nomads. They could have activated this 5 times. And then the next 5 would have been dealt to Cat. Okay, well, I think I'm on the dodge top deck gate plan, which I guess is going to be pretty annoying if I lose to that, because I could have played around it by just hard casting the by hard casting the snuff out. And it looks like they're going to get 3 blockers here as well. Oh, but they can only cast 2 hawks. Okay, they concede. Whew. I misplayed there. I should have hard cast the snuff out. Then I would have been safer, but got defeated by APOS, but deck felt great. I think that matchup is still fine. Again, you can build your deck slightly differently if you're going to expect more matchups like that. Not have the not have the triple fangs, which it might be better to have like two fangs right now because red is kind of on the decline with these new cards. So maybe like two cast down, two fangs. But otherwise, I think the deck is in a fantastic spot moving forward. Um, Another option is just to have more removal in the sideboard. Like maybe you don't need the fourth fangs. That's pretty excessive. Um, Either maybe like three fangs total in the 75. Yeah, maybe I like that. Go second cast down in the main, two fangs main, one fang still sideboard. So then we have one more removal spell, six removal spells in the main. This seems great. I did like the four Cryptic Serpent. You could go down to 10 threats and play like four Terror, three Serpent, three Angler, but Cryptic Serpent was just great, adding another threat to the deck. And I did like trimming on one Angler because you could see usually I was trying to navigate the game to a spot where I play Terror and or Cryptic Serpent and then I play Gurmag Angler. And if you have multiple Gurmags, you could just like have to play them and then you lock yourself out of these other threats. Like you want to play one of these, Terror or Serpent first, and then play the Gurmag. And usually that's late enough in the game that you'll still have enough spells to continue to play either of these Serpents. But list felt fantastic. Another 4-1. Been on somewhat of a heater. Didn't quite get the 5-0 there, which was kind of a bummer, but really fun time playing this league. Thanks so much for watching. YouTube.com/snapbolt. Go check it out. Till next time. Peace.